Hello, so this is my service learning poster presentation. My name is Tess Gomez. I am a sophomore at Monmouth University. I'm studying early childhood, elementary, and special education, and minoring in business administration. Let's get started. So my placement location. My placement was at Anastasia Elementary School in West Long Branch, New Jersey, in a fourth grade special education classroom. My students. I was placed in a fourth grade special education classroom with 8 students, all between the ages of 9 and 10. Although I was not given access to the individualized education plans, which IEPs, I was aware that at least one student had ADHD and 2 students were diagnosed with behavioral disorders. The classroom seating was intentionally arranged, with each student paired next to each other in rows of 2 to help encourage positive interactions and limit distractions. Throughout my placement, I observed a variety of learning styles and personalities. 3 of the students were noticeably active and often fidgeting during lessons, while the remaining 5 were more quiet and reserved, typically showing little interest in participating in class games or group activities. The 2 students with behavioral disorders were frequently argumentative with both their classmates and teachers, which occasionally disrupted the learning environment. The main objective of my service learning action plan was that through weekly hands-on interactive activities that encourage teamwork and engagement, students will build their confidence in multiplication skills while staying focused and retaining key concepts. Some of the projected outcomes of this was a more unified classroom environment. Students can solve multiplication problems through various strategies, one of them being the use of bundles and/or arrays, and that students have fun. Some examples of the interactive activities that we have done and have been a success have been multiplication musical chairs and ball toss and multiplication skip counting. Obviously, there was a lot that I learned. I'll go over a few of the main ones. I learned the importance of a strong classroom management. I was faced with the challenge of capturing and holding the attention of 8 students, each with a learning disorder, which pushed me to think creatively when I was both planning and teaching my lessons. I also learned that many of my students enjoyed testing my boundaries to see how far they could go without receiving any consequence or warnings. This was difficult to navigate, especially since I wanted to build a healthy and positive teacher-student relationship. I did have to maintain a balance between being firm and being kind, um, as I had to keep each interaction as respectful as possible, in order to keep the door open and create an environment where my students felt comfortable and confiding in me, or communicating their needs if that were ever to be the situation. On top of that, I learned the value of collaboration with my cooperating teacher, especially when it came to adapting my activities and lessons to fit their schedule and the content the class is currently working on. There were several impacts on my students that I observed. I saw my students adopt a newfound love for learning by creating a supportive, engaging, and student-centered environment. Introduced typical games tailored to practice multiplication, which did help increase student participation and build their confidence and strengthen their math skills, and encourage them to view learning as more fun and rewarding rather than frustrating or intimidating. And that is all. Thank you so much for listening.